Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Powerful Women of Harco. I'm Vicki Jones.
I'm Heather Cantos.
I'm Gillian.
And today we are filming at Divergent Donuts in Havre de Grace.
Yep, and we are so appreciative for the owner, Eracy, to allow us to utilize her facility. It's beautiful here. The service is great. Very nice setup. It's a very cozy environment. So we just want to give them a shout out and thank them for allowing us to use their space.
All right, well, it is the end of the year, and what a 2024 it was.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to do an end of year wrap up for you, kind of share with you what was important to us this year, some happenings in the county. And I think we can all agree we're eager for 2025 to come for the most part. I think we'll see some exciting things happen in 2025 as well. So we're just going to start off by sharing with you some of the things that were important to us this past year. And I'll let you go first, Gillian.
Well, for me, these ladies have been making all the accomplishments this year, and I'm so excited and just proud and honored to watch them in their element. So for me, it was taking a step back from advocacy this year, spending time with my family, devoting my time to my family and my friends and my relationship, just taking a break because advocacy is exhausting. I honestly do not know how y'all do it. I mean, everywhere. Y'all are everywhere and all at once, and I can't. I needed a break because for so many years I was going hard and going to the school board meetings and going to the county council meetings and doing all of those kind of things, and I was exhausted. I was burned out. And it's great that we have gotten such a population now of people that are willing to advocate in Harford County, because that's very different. We didn't have that before. It was like all of us going everywhere. And now you have people that are like, all right, I'll tackle the school board meetings. And the NAACP has done a really good job of ensuring that somebody is there to represent every single Monday or whatever Mondays they hold, the meeting. Heather is always there at the county council meetings, texting me going, where are you? Where's the support?
So we're like, I miss you.
I don't know. I don't think they want to see me there. But, that's, for me, that was important. I started off the year with the death of both of my best friends. So it was a tough year to begin with. And you guys have been just phenomenal at having my back. And I appreciate that so much, to have the support and know that no matter what we go through with our own little circle, because we're never all going to agree, you guys are amazing women, truly exemplify what powerful women are. So that's pretty much it for me.
It's funny you bring up the county council thing. I'll never forget the first time that we went to county council, or the first time I asked people to join me. It was you and Emma. Mm-hmm. And I had Marissa with me, my little niece. And I'll never forget that, we were scared, actually.
Yeah.
We parked up the lot. We didn't know what to expect. And then we walked down and we walked in, and it was just like, that's started making history. So that's a fun memory to have. Yeah.
Not as scared as me on my first day. Can you be here by 9 a.m. and they're going to give us our stuff? Okay, I'll be right there.
Well, you had a very different situation now, Heather. But you're making changes from the inside.
Mm-hmm. This year, I am proud of the work I did with Moms in Action, getting Be Smart materials sent out to parents of children in Harford County Public Schools. We've been trying for a few years to get our foot in that door, and we were able. Unfortunately, it took a few horrific incidences, but we were able to advocate with the county council. They passed a unanimous resolution asking the superintendent to send materials home about safe storage of weapons. And the superintendent was happy to do that. And that was also thanks to Vicki, who got us in the door for that initial meeting with Dr. Wilson. So those materials are being sent out, or they were sent out last week, to every elementary school, a physical card, and the middle schools and high schools will get digital materials, and they'll be posting on the website and things like that. So just spread the message about Be Smart and Safe Storage.
Have you gotten any feedback about it?
Just people that I know that were excited to get them in their kids' folders. I haven't heard anything.
I always wonder about that. Did you?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I'm eager to see at the next school board meeting if it gets brought up.
That's what I was thinking.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really important. That people have that information. So horrible about all the incidents that we've had, over this last year. Unbelievable, actually. So, for me, wow, I would love to be Gillian one day. It's coming. It's gonna come. It is gonna come. Because advocacy is really, really hard work, and you always have to take a break. So I've been this past year working in more breaks. I've been saying no to a lot more things, and I think that what's great is that there have been, like Gillian said, a number of people who have stepped up and said, I want to advocate as well. So I don't have to be at everything. We don't have to be at everything. There are other people who will be there, who understand the importance, and we just hope that that continues to grow in 2025. And on a personal note, my niece graduated from college this past week.
Yay,
Or
Noah!
last week, yes. So that is, I don't know if I've cried this year, but that one moment made me cry. She has gone through so much and dealt with so much, as have I. And so just for us to be able to get across that line and her to graduate and her parents there, her brother, her boyfriend, her grandmother, it was just a really great experience. And now she's having trouble figuring out how to relax. So that's the next thing that we're working on to get her, not forever, as my mom said, marinate in it for, not for a long time, but just for a little time. So that's just a couple things, for me.
What do you have in place to come to this point of stepping back from advocacy?
For the NAACP work, we just had new officer elections. And so...
But you were reelected as president.
I am president, but we now have 3 vice presidents.
Yes.
So that is going to be such a help, and these women are
Kevin's probably
dynamic. Right. So Jessica Williams, shout out to you, to Kay Flo, and to also Nicole Clark. They are the women that are going to be pushing this forward. And then we've got 3 men on the leadership team, which is great. And and then we've got Nalanda Robert on there. We've got Gina Casimir, who's part of our group, on there, and Jessica Fendrick. So we've got a really strong team, and that's one way. I'm introducing them to everyone that I know so that they can know them, and then they can go, to these things. So that's going to be super helpful. And then for, let's see, we've got elections coming up in 2025 for the city of Havre de Grace. So right now I'm starting to think about, will I run again? What will that campaign look like? So all that kind of thing, that'll be a little stressful. And then so much going on with the school board, just trying to keep up, actually, with all that's going on. It's very different times. So having other people in place for sure have done that so that I don't have to be everywhere. And then, like I said, I'm just saying no to stuff. So there'll be some times where there are like 4 things in a night, and sometimes I say no to all of them just because I need a break.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you brought up Gina, because I think that we would do a disservice if we didn't bring up the accomplishments of our peers just because they're not here. And so I know Megan just graduated, so shout out to you, Megan. From, what was that, Morgan State? Morgan State. Megan said, this white lady is going to go up in this black college and do her damn thing. And I love that. Hard. And she worked really hard. You remember that first conversation where she messaged us like, I think I messed up in our school group chat. And she has made such amazing progress since then. And just to watch her walk in her security, instead of insecurity, was amazing. Luce. So what happened with Luce?
Well, Luce has had a lot going on. Her son got into a private school in Baltimore. So she's got both of her kids in Baltimore city schools. and is commuting a lot with them. A big change for her was also her parents coming to live with her this year. So I think like for Luce, that work-life balance, trying to figure out, when she has time. And I know she's being deliberate about making space with friends.
Yes.
Usually it's during the day, lunchtime or something like that. So I think those are two really big changes.
And then she
She
got
was
on
appointed to the.
Yep, she was appointed to the trial board. Yeah, judicial trial board for the state.
Yes.
And so she got that appointment.
That's not a small
governor's office. That's
accomplishment.
great. And funny enough, they didn't have many people of color that applied.
Really?
So yeah, it was quite a feat to try to get as many folks as possible who had some kind of legal background to submit their application. And we were fortunate to get, I think, 4 or 5 from Harford County on that board.
Yes.
So that's a good thing for this county to have that diversity.
I think I love being able to turn on the TV or turn on the news or just read about the diversity that is occurring that impacts our county or even our state. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see that diversity because there's been so much change and I said this with the last election cycle when I ran that Harford County was not ready for a Black woman to represent my district. And I think that it's going to take a couple of election cycles to get there. But to see the changes and to see, people of color coming in, women coming in, it's amazing. And I think that it makes such a difference. I want the impacts to speak more though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be about if it is a person of color or if it is a woman, but the impact that it's making is a positive impact. So people can't say, yeah, you see what happened when those women got in there, because that's typically what happens. They blame it on something minor versus actual facts.
Well, I think it's interesting too how people talk about how it doesn't matter if something's diverse or not. If there are people who don't look like each other in the same room, which is the case in this county often, but it kind of does because what happens is that if someone who looks like you is not in the room, their opinion isn't. We all have different experiences. So oftentimes people who look the same have similar experiences. So it is important for diversity to be there so you can have a different voice at the table. And I hope that our county begins to see that more often and really appreciate that because this county continues to change. And we said this a couple of years ago at the county council meeting, like the demographics are changing and it's not going to stop.
Well, speaking of the county council and diversity, we are definitely either going to have a person of color or a woman added to the county council next year. So.
Yes. I can't wait. I might come back. I might come back.
That's going to be interesting to watch for sure. And can we say that you have thrown your name into
in the newspaper?
Yeah, that's right. It's only in the Sun. But that's another, check for our group that because you were kind of, you started out not having worked in a while to now running,
if you had told me, I wouldn't have believed you. And for anybody who doesn't know, the District A seat is vacant because of some
drama.
The Central Committee, the Democratic Central Committee had to nominate 3 people. There were 10 applicants, and I think 8 actually interviewed. And then 3 of us were chosen as Nolanda Robert, me, and Zach Frank.
And it's so meaningful to, like, when I saw the article with your picture in it, I was like, I almost cried. Because it was important to me. But at the same time, seeing the fact that it wasn't like I'm out backstabbing. The 3 of you looked like whichever one of us win, we're going to support the other person.
Yeah,
and that was important. That's a big thing because a lot of times we get into this space where we stop looking at what's important for the community and make decisions based on friendships and all that kind of stuff. And just the fact that you showed unity in that shows people that all of you actually are compassionate about what's going to happen to that district.
And do you remember all of us started our journey together? So Nolanda, Zach, we all started our journey together. So that's pretty cool, I think, for that. So that is going to be exciting, though, to see another woman or a person of color on
the dais. One of the things that Steve Johnson said to me that has always stuck with me when I would be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with this political stuff. Like, I don't want to have anything to do. He always said, you might not want to go, and you might be tired, and you might be tired of advocating, but if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. And that's always stuck with me. You know, if you're not at the table, you are on the menu. So you got to be at the table. Heather?
You guys would have been so proud of me, because I was like, well, first of all, I think I texted you that I was in the car, like, practicing how to, like, sit confidently and answer questions confidently, which I don't think I did a great on the questions, but I was, like, making up songs, like the Vicki song, "You're Gonna Be Popular." I was like, "You're gonna be confident."
Whatever it takes. Whatever
Sat
it
up there at the table.
I mean, you've taken some time to get to this point, Heather, so we were just really proud of you. Because you did not believe.
Yeah.
But here you are.
But you had a whole team of women that believed in you.
And I've gotten some amazing support from
Good.
places that still shock me, people that still, I'm surprised, but it's nice.
So 2025 is, I mean, I don't even know what to expect.
I'm concerned.
I'm wondering if I want to fly anywhere, if I want to just kind of stay local, drive. I don't know what's going to happen. Do we have any elections? We don't, right?
City council, right?
Yeah, but besides,
No, the rest are
2026.
My thought process, and after we did the last podcast and we talked about the women's suffrage movement, I was like, you know what? Maybe we're doing this all wrong. Maybe we should not be publicly doing all this advocacy, because sometimes you get the negative feedback and it drains you, you know? And a lot of times there are people who are advocating under the radar.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That are getting things accomplished. And I wonder if with our culture now, and when I say our culture, I'm talking about America, you know, the way things are going. Is it going to be more of that? Are we moving back into those times where you have to be careful with your advocacy? I mean, I remember when I was running, I would have the cops follow me home. And I'd be like, I got a big sign on the back of my car that says like District 34A. Like, what is wrong with you? So I wonder if people will move back to kind of advocating quietly, or if it will be a point where this is where we need to step up and be louder.
Well, I think that there are quite a few people who do advocate under the radar. I think one reason we did what we did when we did it was because there were a lot of people who just weren't paying attention. And so the only way to get people to pay attention is to speak up. And so I think, I feel like that's why we chose to do the things that we did, because it kind of woke people up. And but there also, I think, are a lot of people who are behind the scenes. We just need people to do something. Just do something. However is comfortable for you to do it, just make sure that you're doing something. You pick something that you enjoy and that you want to see flourish or come to fruition, and just do it. Too many people, I think we were seeing, just kind of were like just in their space, in their house, in their own world, and not understanding how things impact them.
And enjoying it is important too. If I didn't love my job, I wouldn't, have continued and put my name in there and all that. So,
yeah.
So what are we doing to empower women next year? As the powerful women of Hartford County, what are we doing to empower women?
More of this, more.
I think we got to pick up some issues. I know in January we're going to focus a little bit on maternal health, and there's so much data out there that shows what's happening with women, and that's even timely with some of these states that are prohibiting women from having certain health rights. So I think that that's something we can really talk about and just kind of dig in to see how our county is supporting or not supporting, those efforts, and if that data is trending up towards a positive for some of the things that are happening to women, especially for women of color. We remain the ones who have the most miscarriages and who are not getting, proper health care. And it's not because we're doing something wrong. It's because something's wrong with the system.
So as the senior mother here, because I have the most kids, as the senior mother, I'm very interested to hear how that conversation is going to go. because it is very different. I remember when I had my first child, I was young. I didn't know enough to advocate for myself, and I will save the horror story for our next podcast. But yeah, very, very, you think you're alone in that though. Same thing with
you do,
what
like
we're going on with now.
Like you're the only one, and you have to be quiet and like to just get through it. When we actually need to be supporting each other. So,
for me, in order to support and empower powerful women in Hartford County, my goal is, like we're doing now, supporting small businesses, supporting minority-owned businesses, supporting women-owned businesses, and bringing it to light because, like this location is, if you don't know it's here, you don't know it's here.
The sign's so little.
Yeah.
I passed by here tons of times. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Screaming Bean. Have you guys been to Screaming Bean in Aberdeen?
No.
The sign is teeny.
No, I know where it is. But I haven't been there yet.
It's fantastic.
Really?
So that's one of those things where, like, if we didn't have to come here, I wouldn't even be over here to, see how nice of a location, how nice the owner is, how, any of that kind of stuff. And a typical business, they say within the first 2 years will make or break you.
Yeah.
And so, I think the government has done their part in supplying funding for minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses and LGBTQIA-owned businesses. And so I think for us, we can empower women in the county or those specific groups by participating and utilizing their services. Because we give our money to places like Walmart, who don't give a damn about us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're just a very small number on their radar. And so one of the things that we need to be doing is being meaningful with our spending and our interactions. So I think that, doing things like this, no matter how small, is really making a big impact.
Yeah. We have a couple cool topics in 2025. So let me just share. Besides the maternal health, we're going to break down DEI, JDEI, and BLM.
Lord, not BLM.
Right. That's going to be a fun episode.
Are we having guests on this episode?
Some ideas for guests from certain things.
We do have some guests coming. For that particular one, we have not, but we do have our own Luz Lopez who's leading that one. So that should be fun to get her take on that. We've also got moving the needle in higher education, serving the whole community, creating inclusive spaces, gun violence in America. I think when we have this one, it'll be like towards the summer. So it'll be really interesting to see how Be Smart has affected change in the community, and just what else has happened. And then equity versus equality, in
that is a big topic.
So
my daughter actually just did her paper on equity versus equality.
Well, do we need a guest for that?
Well, Gillian is the host for that one.
Hey,
so
yay, I'm in there.
So
I should be the one for inclusion too.
Let me see if inclusive spaces.
Inclusive spaces. That's my jam.
Okay. All right. Well, Gina's got that one. Swap. Do something.
No, I'm good. I don't want to take on any more work. I'm stepping back. No, actually, I think I'm going to ramp myself up in 2025. I just, I needed some time though.
Yeah.
No.
And so many other people were able to step in.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there was nobody to step in, we would have all burned ourselves out. We've just been there.
Yeah. So
all
it's
the
like,
time.
Imagine, think about even all the people who watch this podcast and who, thank us for even talking about it. I mean, they're learning more, and I think next year too, we've done this now, 3 times? So next year will be different, and because we would have been doing it, longer and all that sort of thing too.
So I think that's it. That we really don't have a whole lot to discuss other than wrapping up the year, praying for a good new year.
Yes.
Our
Everybody
fears
be safe.
Yep.
And
Healthy,
presents. Happy.
And presents.
Yeah, before we go, we're going to open our gifts, right? So, Gillian, this one is for you.
All right.
From me.
Thank you. This goes against my policy of not opening my Christmas gifts until Christmas Day.
Oh, well.
So I'm going to break my policy.
You don't have to. What?
It's too late
So
now.
we traded T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, we traded T-shirts. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, my
Oh.
sister. I got from my fist.
I said that's Gillian.
This
Sure.
is definitely me. This is definitely me.
All right.
Yours
all right.
is from Gina.
Okay. All right. You know, that's against my policy too. I don't usually
To open your gifts?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't open my gifts until.
oh, I'm kind of. What does this say? I'm actually. Let me see.
That's a microphone.
Aw, this is cute.
Let me
Where'd you
see.
get it?
She motivates, inspires, empowers. She
Is
is me. I am she.
Aw,
Yes,
I
that's
love
definitely
this.
you.
Gina, I love this. Thank you.
Cute.
Oh, I love
definitely
this.
you.
And then not everybody could be here, so Gina sent
Yeah, so we
some.
got extra gifts.
Gina sent some little things.
Oh,
I don't know what's in them.
Gina is she's so thoughtful.
Yeah, what's in them? Tell everybody.
Ooh, he-eyed.
Oh, you have other stuff in your bag too, Gillian.
Hydrolonic.
I saw perusing in my
It's a
bag.
face mask. Look,
Oh.
it's self-care.
What is it? Some
Aw,
self-care.
What do you do with this?
We got a little
That's
self-care.
Oh, it's just like
oil.
you just like wipe your face.
Just
Yeah.
refresh yourself.
Yeah, nice. I'll keep that in my bag.
Thank you, Gina.
Who had you, Heather?
Self-care. I
Megan?
think Megan.
Megan.
And I have Luz.
Look at
Wait,
this.
I gotta show you my bag. Look at the bag.
What does it say? Oh,
That's for all the
That's
great you
a
do.
nice bag that you keep and pass it on.
Yes,
you know,
this is
to
for
everybody.
Megan.
Should we show off not Gina's, Luz's shirt? Because she's not here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
She won't see
here.
this until after today.
I mean, I can show
Right.
you Megan too. Sorry, Luz. We opened your gifts.
And who you
I'll
have
read that.
Luce?
I have Luz.
Okay.
I hope she laughs.
I've never seen Luce in pink. In fact, she said the other day she doesn't own anything pink.
Well, now she does. Well, now she
I'm
does.
bilingual. I ha ha and ya ya.
Oh, so now I gotta open Megan's.
That's cute. Yeah,
All
open
right.
Megan's too.
You snooze, you lose. We're opening.
These are Megan's, and I
I
thought
like that when you snooze.
these
you lose.
specifically. Snooze, you lose.
Right.
Snooze, you lose.
Oh,
Very demure and very
I
mindful.
like that one.
And then this one says,
If you find me offensive, then I suggest you quit. That's Megan. That is Megan.
and I
For
suggest
sure.
you quit finding me. That is definitely Megan.
Yeah.
So,
Very cute.
That
yeah.
reminds me of
Shout out to Heather for keeping us on track because I was like, what you talking about? Well, we got a gift exchange.
I know that was the fun part. 'Cause we haven't done anything like that in a long time.
Yeah.
We've been all too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
much
that'd
going
be
on.
glad we got this done. I'm actually pretty happy that we got to see each other before the holiday. You know, days are short. So you never know the next time you're going to see your friends, your loved ones, your family members.
Days are short. That's for sure.
Got to take the time when you get the time. I'm happy that I could make it today. We're actually going out to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday today.
It's
His
today's
birthday is
Happy
tomorrow.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
Nate!
He is behind
He's
the
been
scenes
lurking.
today, stalking.
Wow.
We're going out. He doesn't know where we're going, so I can't say.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Where are you going? Oh, okay.
I've never
And
been.
then I got a room so that we can hang out and spend the
Didn't you
night.
just spend a week together on a cruise?
10 days. We almost
Oh,
killed
that's
each other.
right. You were on
10 days.
That's a long time.
We almost killed each other.
And the rooms are tight.
We had a really good time. And I am a morning person and he's a nighttime person, so it made it very interesting because like we were up at 6 something to watch the sun come up,
Oh my gosh.
and then we had to go to the nightclub until 2 a.m. So we were like waking up and rushing.
A minute by minute.
I did. I had a minute by minute itinerary of what we were doing.
6 a.m. Watch the
And what
sunrise.
outfit
Did you put that
6:05.
on social media, right? I think
I had 4
scrolled
people
through.
email me and they were like, "Hey, can I get your agenda to use as an outline?"
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. You're a psychopath like I am.
That's one thing too. I don't get to go on social media as much as I used to.
That's probably
I intentionally
good, though.
try
Yeah.
not to.
Mhm.
I manage a couple sites, but if I didn't manage those sites, I wouldn't be on.
But that's what I tell people. Like I literally have alarms for all of the sites that I'm supposed to be monitoring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, snooze.
right. Yeah.
But it is difficult. And email boxes, same thing. I
Oh
was
my gosh.
saying, I had 5 Secret Santa exchanges because my part-time job, my full-time job, I didn't
Wow.
even do my Rotary clubs.
Mhm.
Then ours, it was a ton. So I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
this is a lot. It's a lot. The holidays are a lot in general. All right. Well, we'll see you guys
In
when.
2025, the end of January. Stay tuned. Have a great holiday with your family and friends. Happy New Year.
Everybody be safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.